Wellspring Saigon. Today I'm going to talk about, do you think nothing is impossible? So, do I think nothing is impossible? Yes, I do. And I think nothing is impossible because of a few reasons. And here is an example why. About 50 years ago, to be able for communication to be as quick as today, with our convenient cell phones and computers right by our side, it would not be possible. In fact, it wasn't until 1973 that the first cell phone was invented, and even that was awfully slow. If we dig a little further, in 1903, the Wright brothers invented the first practical fixed-wing aircraft, or simply usable plane, and there was much skepticism circling around their discovery. Many people deemed it ludicrous and plain crazy. The part I find ironic is the ludicrous and plain crazy part. There are many mysteries that lay upon our so-called familiar Earth. In fact, we probably know as much as a speck of sand in a desert. There is a vast ocean of knowledge for us to learn, and we as humans will never stop learning. Eventually, regardless of how long it takes, of course, there will be an answer for your question. Seeing how fast mankind is moving, there are questions answered every day. It's evolving towards a more modern future, and the possibilities are endless, meaning nothing is impossible. If you keep trying, and maybe even failing, success is bound to be there somewhere, even if it's deeply hidden. There's really nothing ludicrous or plain crazy about a new idea. In fact, a new idea should be accepted and encouraged. A new idea will sprout to many other ideas, and these many ideas will form into inventions and projects that will change the world and make the impossible possible. Remember the Wright brothers I mentioned earlier? In 1903, after they invented their aircraft, the public still remained dubious about the legitimacy of their claims. In fact, the Paris edition of the Herald Tribune wrote a whole 1906 article about a headline, "Flyers or Liars." Regardless, during the following years, the Wright brothers still remained inventing even more aircrafts, each slightly more modified to be even better. They had set a goal, and they had achieved it. Their goal was to make a practical flying machine, and they did. The bystanders thought that the Wright brothers were insane, but the brothers proved the whole world wrong. Impossible is usually just a coward excuse for not trying, and is a very negative approach to life. Like the great Mary McLeod Bethune has said, without faith, nothing is possible. With it, nothing is impossible. You see, many of the greatest successes in the world have always had a bit of belief, faith, and encouragement within it. Thomas Edison failed over thousands of times to finally invent the light bulb. Sometimes failure discourages you to continue, but you should be persistent and patient with all of your endeavors. You're going to be let down by those little murmurs inside your head, and it's your guilty conscience that's going to determine your failure. But are you going to allow it? Of course, believing and faith and encouragement isn't quite enough, and there is no assured happy ending, but I'm sure your chances will be much higher if you do. All in all, it's going to be a very controversial topic if nothing is impossible, or if there are impossible things in life. But I think that everything remains impossible until you find the right road to possible.